This is the thing, and here we are. The team that was playing right before here, Ethereal and Team Olive. They played right before this tournament started in Ludi. Everyone in chat, I think, probably knows by now Ethereal got the 5-1 there, and Ethereal's had a pretty clean walk through this bracket. Team Olive being taken to their limits right there, barely pulling it out over Kraken Paradise in one of the best sets that we've seen. Can Team Olive ride that momentum and get revenge on their earlier loss?
So we started off this tournament with Ethereal. Ethereal said that's not enough screen time for us. We want more, so we'll see you in grand finals, and here we are today.
God, I'm going to need a minute to recover from this. Okay. Kelp Dome,
Whoa.
Tower Control, Clan Blitz, Inkblot Art Academy, Black Belly Skate Park, Rainmaker. Oh, hey, look, it's back. Splat Zones on the Reef, Walleye Warehouse Tower Control, Snapper Canal with the Clan Blitz, and then if needed, Game 7, we have Mako Mart, Rainmaker. But, oh, goodness gracious. The story, I think, of this is going to be, how many Ink Armors is Ethereal going to use? Will we hazard a guess? How many do we think?
I think their best lineup is the 2 Ink Armors, but out of all the teams we've seen today, least likely to pull out that Forge Pro, which we know dudes Olive will have. So I think for the first time, this is going to be maybe a little bit more of a different team composition that we've seen throughout the day.
We'll see if that is the case. Kelp Dome, I think Kelp Dome was one of my favorite places to play Tower Control on, and no, it's not just because I play Luna. I think it's one that you really have to have a lot of control to make a push on, or at least a deep push, and then once you get it to that very last channel, it just becomes an absolute sprint to the end, and that's really fun. You see a lot of exciting matches that go back and forth here, big pushes from both sides, so I think that's going to be great to start out with. And I hope that this set can be half as good as that last one is. I hope that we don't get a 4-0 here, even a 4-1. I want to see a good competitive set.
And I think maybe Kelp Dome might play a little bit more to Olive's advantage, because we did say dude with that bubble blower who's been honestly probably the MVP for that last set for Olive so far. And just around that last corridor, just protecting the tower in general, those bubbles are going to come in clutch for dude. So.
Bubbles, armors, seeing contributions from pretty much everything.
If we want to go back and break down some of the things that happened in that last set.
Sure, let's do that.
So one thing that I don't know, noticed, but what I was kind of yelling at the screen at was on that Rainmaker humpback game. One loss for Olive. Dude came in with the massive flank with those bubbles and knocked out pretty much the entire team. I had to pick up the Rainmaker, which I was not a fan of, because he came in from the flank, he was closer to the pedestal already. So he had to go get the Rainmaker and then turn around and go back, which takes more time when Soren was coming from the other side, and Soren could have just went straight. So I think if dude would have just let Soren pick up the Rainmaker, they would have gotten those extra few points.
Yeah. May have been just enough right there. The momentum, of course, when you're going straight forward, a lot more momentum. But they got the win. That's definitely one that I think a few people in chat were making the call out before Failboat and I could, but it's true. It was very close, little misplays. Could have cost them it, but they were able to do just enough to hold on and get started. Oh, yeah. My goodness. Lots of...
And then actually that last game, again, dude had a massive play, getting actually a random pick with a suction bomb right at the end.
Yeah, that's suction bomb. So was it dude's? It was dude's suction bomb that got it?
Yeah, it was dude's suction bomb. He threw it from on his snipe area into the zone and just got a random kill. And I think that opened up them to secure the rest of the zone. But enough about the last set. We're getting on to grand finals here. Ethereal versus Team Olive. Ethereal is pulling out those 2 Ink Armors, while Olive pulls out the bubble Ink Armor between the team.
Yep. Ben versus Sendo should be a very fun one to watch. That's just... I completely forgot that we're going to get to see that. Ben, who has been an absolute monster this whole tournament. Ben the Blaster, who I am now led to believe is his last name. But what a great delayed flank there by Frog. A lot of times you'll see that flank come in very, very early, try to put the pressure on. Great job delaying it there, taking a couple out. They're close to passing this first checkpoint and already do a strong opening from them.
Yeah, that's a very strong opening for them, although Nike does have the Stingray out to try and stop the tower momentarily, but have the man advantage on Ethereal with another Ink Armor up. And I think they're just going to try and secure this tower going towards this last checkpoint here.
If they can get another armor up, you see that Ben has that splashdown. If they're able to send Ben in there with armor and with splashdown, this might be the end of the game. One of the end taps is going to go down. There's the armor we were talking about. Let's see how long it takes Ben to get into the middle of that action. You see there kind of flanking on the bottom. Ben goes in right there. You see him back there. There goes that splashdown. Nobody goes down from it, and Ben actually gets completely swamped and taken down there. Another one going to go down there, but they're going to have to be careful here if they get past this first checkpoint.
That's a full wipe on the side of Ethereal. They're going to get through the checkpoint, and that might end up being the game as Gray almost has another armor up for the end of this push. Oh, but unfortunately, hops off the towers. The combination of Sendo's Blaster and Nike's sloshing machine just takes him down in a split second.
Whew. Well, that's not the way you want to start it out if you're Olive. Getting flanked there at the beginning, and that entire 2-minute sequence was just continued pressure all the way to 6. No more checkpoints to speak of. And now they can just kind of sit back, build their armors as they want, build their Stingrays as they want. It's going to take a mammoth effort here for Olive to make anything happen. Sendo going to try to get something started here, and does not get the kill there. I'm a little surprised. Frog doing just enough to stay alive in that situation. Going to be running down, and now I don't know if we're going to see those bubbles even come into play like you were talking about. They're going to have a hard time getting back mid.
They don't even have any chance to use those bubbles in an offensive manner, as they're just constantly on the defense of the double armor coming out from Ethereal here with the combination of Ben's amazing blasters. Just too much for Olive to handle right now.
Way too much, and I don't know. What is it you want to see here from... I know they need kills, not die, but is there a particular part of the map they need to be putting more presence on? Should they be focusing more on their flanks? Because it seems like as we once again see Ben here coming from behind, every time they get something started, they have to turn around and address a threat behind them. Now, Dude's not really able to help participate in this push at all, and he's going to come back around here and is able to get Ben, but now the tower is still kind of slowly moving. You see more pressure coming up here. The bubbles do finally come in, but hey, what about that ghost suction bomb we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, that suction bomb coming in clutch for Greg. Greg getting the double kill there. Soren, the last member alive for Olive. Ben quickly takes him out. And I think for Olive to get back into this game, they're going to need to watch that flank, as you said, because Ben's been pretty much living there the whole game. And if they can get Ben out of the way, that's a big offensive threat.
That was hilarious. That was a battle of sharks. I don't know how long Dude was waiting there. If Dude swam up right behind him there, that was hilarious. All that waiting time to shark, and then there's actually another shark right behind you. Now the bubbles are out. We'll see how early Dude has to use these bubbles. Using them pretty early to try to protect up there from the catwalk. I don't blame him for that, but that means it's not going to be present here for this next part of the push. The Stingray is going to come out, and Nike goes down before he can use his Stingray. That may be big. Dude going to survive this for at least a little while. Another 3 down. More bubbles still there. All right, Olive, what do you got?
Yeah, now Dude's got to try and maybe build up the last set of bubbles here for the push. Hopefully, yeah, he does spot out that suction bomb. He needs to back up. And they've got Ben off to the left, though. The suction bomb mixed with Ben was just too much. And Frog coming here to pick off the last member of Olive there. And a nice strong hold from Ethereal, as they do have a splashdown and ink armor up at the ready.
All the way down to 27, and you get the sense if they did have the bubbles there, that would have been what they needed, but so tough. Ethereal's not giving them a whole lot of openings, not many slip-ups. Some more control of the mid going here, but with just 20 seconds left, if they go down a couple more times, that's going to be it. There's just not enough time. They need all their specials. Those bubbles are now out of the way. Dude's out of the way. I think Ethereal's sitting pretty here.
Ethereal's pretty much... I think Frog should just back off. He has the ink armor. Keep it for now. Maybe a little bit of misplay there, but I don't know if they can even reach the tower. No, they can't. And that's going to be it. Ethereal does take game 1 in, I would say, a pretty dominating fashion.
Yeah, it's always difficult to... some people will see that they got to 6 and then they didn't really do a whole lot else for the rest of the game. But you got to realize when you have that big of a push, the onus is not on you to go out and make the plays. It's on the opponent to come in, make some incredible plays, make something happen, and take that lead back from you. So they're fine sitting back. They're fine with trades, 1 or 2 going down, as long as they're keeping the opponents in. And they played good defense in that one segment they needed to. Those suction bombs doing what they do on tower control, which is blow up everything around the tower. And game 1.
Yeah.
Now we're on Inkblot Clam Blitz.
One we talked about before, Clam Blitz, not everyone knows too much about yet, so I think this one's definitely up in the air for either team. And just going back to that last game, though, I think it was crucial that we saw at the end the KA for both NZAPs on Ethereal was 16.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's probably a lot of assists, but I mean, that's what you want when you have an aggressive player like Ben who could pretty much win any 1v1 against any player in the game.
Yep.
Give him as much armors as you can and let Ben go to work. And it definitely paid off for them there.
It did. They were able to push up, make a lot of pressure, and man, you look at an idea like that, just giving one of the best 1v1 blasters in the game right now, that kind of pressure, and you're like, how do you stop that? What do you do? And that's the answer that Team Olive is trying to come up with now. We'll see here if this wide open map that you see here and less of a focused point on the tower, we'll see if that's enough to kind of loosen things up where they can kind of corral Ben, because they can't stop him, but maybe they can at least slow him down.
Speaking of the ink armors on Ben, Ethereal's got 3 of them coming out with the Tri-Slosher on the side of Wadzum, who I believe subbed in for Fumiko. So now that's another armor. They've already got armor up so far in this game, and let's see what they can do with it so far. He does manage to take out Sendo with the armor, but not before, I believe it was Dude who got the revenge kill. And now Nike in the middle of the map trying to work with Soren together. They do get the full wipe. Do they have enough clams, though, to secure a...
And I think either I or my partner there got out of it. Hold on. Walkie, if you can hear me, keep talking.
So I'm going to just keep going. Hopefully the chat can hear me.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah. And
right,
Alice does get the shield break.
Yeah, well, we were trying to figure out what was going on there. Soren actually comes from behind and gets a big kill on Ben. Going to put in just a few more. A little bit more, and Gray actually gets an important kill there. That's going to slow them down just a little bit. Nike going to throw one more in to kind of keep that around, keep the threat alive. Sendo going to jump in here, and now it's Ben versus Nike. Ben goes down, actually, by Nike. They can keep it going here. Nike's going to get a chance to pivot back here and grab some more. That's another 3 down, and this timer keeps ticking all the way down to 17, 14. Wow.
Nice job by Nike getting an extra clam in there. Hopefully not too much. I know Nike does pack a huge special saver build, so he's probably going to have that Stingray still for the next push on the side of Ethereal. So I think it was a wise play from Nike, just trying to get the extra points right now.
And this is one of the few maps that I've seen now where you actually have the opportunity to run back to mid and find a way back to the basket to kind of keep that extension. And a lot of times it's very difficult to get more clams because they're so far back. If you don't get them initially, Ben, how do you do this? But it looks like on this map you can keep that pressure up and find ways to get more clams from the mid. That was a long way to say a simple thing.
Wins the blaster battle there. He does get another one, taking down Wadzum. Looks for the last one onto the person holding the power clam, but gets taken down by his NZAP.
Good stuff there. The bubbles.
In the middle with the bubbles, and trying to just get back in is Ethereal.
Yeah, this has been so interesting. They've had a hard time even getting back to mid. So much of the map has been played up here. Ben finally going to get that armor that we were talking about. Moves in. Not going to be able to get a kill, but also stays alive. Now you see another ink armor coming back in. Locked and loaded once again is Ben. Not going to be able to get that kill. Finally does get one and has the splashdown as well. Going to go and try to pursue Sendo here. Sendo's going to be able to get one. And finally, Sendo's reign of terror has ended, but it's just been more trades back here in the middle, and they really even hadn't. I mean, they've gotten one power clan this entire time, one football, and they didn't even put that in. This is a different Team Olive we're seeing here.
Yeah, but they do get the free football because Olive did break the barrier, just got no points out of it. So they do get that free football, and let's see if they can suddenly go off their. They have an ink armor at the ready. They already popped 2. I don't know why they popped them so close together, but. It's not working out for them here as there's only 1 or 2 members left for Ethereal in mid.
Yeah, they are able to get Soren there. That's important. That's a lot of the painting. Dude going to outrange that slosh machine, though. Ben now going to drop out of nowhere. Terrifying, but not able to get anybody there. And now another one's going. That's 3 people they put on the right side, and they were not able to get anybody with any of those 3 people. And Control going to shift right back there. That may have been just a little bit too hard on that right side. I don't know if they just felt that there was no other threats in the middle or if they could expend the resources there, but that was a lot to try to get Dude there.
Yeah, it was a little bit too much extension there, just trying to get one player. And didn't really work out for them now. They are in a decent position, have about 14 clams here. And it's only going up from there. So let's see what they can do here. They're onto the plat area, but Nike pops that Stingray, gets one. Watson gets another, but 2 down on his team.
2 down, and Watson not able to get the kill there. Very good composure there by Soren, just backing up and keeping the shots rolling there. NZAP with some very deceptive and strong range. Maybe it's not deceptive. We all know how it is. The point is it's a very strong, effective range. Soren going to move back to the middle here and just keep things painted, and that's really all Olive has to do at this point.
Soren can just secure one last ink armor for his team here. He does have it up, does pop it, but Ethereal does have one of their own. Soren, I believe, loses that 1v1 battle, and another one goes down. Gray gets another, and let's see, they've got the 4v2 situation here. He's throwing clams to his teammate, but I don't know if his teammate sees them. He does get the power clam of his own, and I think they do score. Yeah, they do. And this is the last chance for Ethereal here. They're going to need a lot in this one push, but it's pretty much over. Gray playing out of his mind, but not enough in the end.
A full wah ends that one before anything can really... wow, just the way that Olive played there, I don't know if it was Ethereal's misplays, putting too much resource on the side, but it was, the last 10 seconds of the game, they finally got a power clam in? Just very, very strong play. You want to talk about a strong NZAP right there. Soren, 7 ink armors, single-handedly. Jeez.
Yeah, and we saw that power clam that they got was the only one that they got by actually collecting 10. The rest were just from, Olive giving them it with the breaking of the shield. So they did show a little sign of life right at the end there. So, and it is 1v1 right now. Now they're on to something they're probably more familiar with in Blackbelly Skate Park, Rainmaker, and the Grand Finals Classic for some reason. But
oh man, this is I don't even know. As evidenced by that, but people love this. More people hate it than love it, but it's still here. Tell the good people why people hate this. Why do people hate Blackbelly Skate Park?
I mean, in Splatoon 1 at least, it was because it could be over in like a second. Not even like pedestal with the Rainmaker, you still weren't safe. The other team could still knock you out. And I mean, I don't think that really carries over too much into this game because they did bit and stopped, like a straight path to it is no longer really available. Most of the teams I know at the top level, they elect to go towards the left path with the Rainmaker, and they think that that's the best, and I agree with them. I think if you're playing this map mode, you always want to go left if you can with the Rainmaker.
Yep. We'll see if they end up going with that. I wouldn't expect the team comps to change at all. Both of these teams have rocked pretty much the same comp the entire time. The real question has just been how many ink armors does Ethereal choose to run? But the other thing is everything else is more or less the same here. So we'll see. Earlier, Team Olive got out to a really, really fast opening lead against a map I would consider similar to this, which is the Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker game. They were the ones that got that early wipe and got that big, big pressure early on. A similar thing here where you can just get a big opening wipe and then get almost all the way to the pedestal if the other team isn't careful. We'll see if they opt to go with that, if they opt to aim for the quick pop. They are going to be running plenty of suction bombs. Of course, Ethereal will too. I'm just really looking to see if this is one of those games where one team gets the lead early, then slows down and kind of plays back and passively, or if this is one where it just goes back and forth and rubber band physics, balloon it all the way back. So we'll see. Will we see the patented 4 ink armors coming out here from Ethereal? Is 3 enough, or do they need more?
I think they're going to go back to Fumiko maybe. Let's see here on the sloshing machine if he's elected to sub back in.
Yep, there it is. You called it.
Fumiko is back in because I believe they just want the Stingray for Rainmaker here to shoot down that half-pipe area, which is very effective since it's really narrow. But we just see 3 of the members of Ethereal go straight forward, but Ben elects to go by himself onto the right side, throws the Toxic Mist into the middle. He's going to blast through 1v1 at the bottom of our screen there versus Sendo. And I believe Sendo picked off another one of his teammates, but Ben backs off for now.
Well, Ben somehow pulled a couple kills out of that. Sendo is going to run up there along with Dude. Here come the bubbles. We've been saying it so often. Who snuck around there? Oh, the Grinch that stole Christmas there. They have to pop the Rainmaker here, but that's going to give them a chance to get 3 more back. This is going to go all the way down to 21. But if that NZAP had not stuck around and got that kill, that would have been it. That's a full wipe. This threat is going to go there, but goodness gracious, what a clutch kill, swimming right past those bubbles.
And now Ethereal does have 3 specials at the ready. They're going to need to pop them in succession here, but I'm not too sure there. Did they just pop 2 at the same time?
I think they did, because neither of them have it currently.
Yeah, so a little bit of a misplay there from Ethereal, not really talking too much about it. And now Wazim is just trying to shark on this left area. But I think whoever's there does spot him out. Might be Dude there. Yeah, Dude with that pro is going to take control of the top mid with the Rainmaker. What Dude can do as the rest of his team goes down. He goes down himself there. Nike's in a little bit of a tough situation. Actually, that's Soren. And one by one.
Ben's ability to, Ben more than anyone else, I think, will just swim right past you and go around for the flick behind. I guess maybe he anticipates that they're going to keep shooting and think he's going to swim away. So he tries to go one further than them by then going in front, which normally would be a dangerous play. But if they think that you're going to go the other way and then you go the way that you don't think they're going to go, it ends up working out. That's something I've noticed about Ben. He almost always swims past his opponent instead of trying to swim away or left or right. And big key to his success there. We're going to see the Stingray come in. And this is still, like, we're still on our feet here because it's Blackbelly Rainmaker, right? 21 is nothing.
Olive does take down 3 members on the side of Ethereal. Dude's just tapping shots up onto that Rainmaker shield. And he's got the bubbles for this next push. Just the Toxic Mist is standing in their way at the moment.
I love how much we've seen Toxic Mist. I think that's my favorite thing that we've seen blasters come out, is a very painful death there for Dude as they all go down once again. Another full wipe. This is the second time this has happened over there in that half pipe. We see Ethereal trying to gain more control of mid to try to make something happen, and it makes sense, but they've got to stay alive. Right now, them going in one by one has actually not really worked for them. We've seen them send in people with armor, but Olive's done a great job of shutting that down. That strategy hasn't had the effectiveness it did earlier.
We see both teams electing with pretty much the same strategy of throwing that Toxic Mist into this half pipe area, followed up with that Stingray. But Gray somehow dodges the Stingray long enough to secure the Rainmaker for himself. And let's see what he can do with no teammates ahead of him right until now. Where, Gray's trying to go for the push here. A little bit sneaky, but not enough coming out from Gray.
Nope, not enough. And now that's going to be 3 down for them, as we're going to see about the same thing going the other way. A trade there, but Fumiko was in a pretty dangerous position there, so I don't think it's a bad trade there, Dude eliminating a threat before too much could come of it. But now this Rainmaker is kind of trapped and going to die very painfully here. They know that everyone's over there. You see Nike and Dude trying to converge on this. Gray going to go down to a very good shot here from Nike. And this Rainmaker position is kind of awkward. I don't know that Olive really wants to, well, I guess they are going to pop it. But it's in a really awkward position and kind of easy to defend as well.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to get it out because, like, it is Blackbelly Rainmaker. You don't want to keep it too close to your side, so I guess they just wanted to move it forward a little bit. But as that happens, Nike's the sole member left for his team and just trying to run forward. But I think he's going to get picked out by, Wadzim there. And Wadzim I think they popped the Ink Armors again at the same time, or it's just some type of spectator lag because I keep seeing Ink Armor and then Wadzim pop it. I'm not too sure.
Oh, those 2 very important kills there from Soren. There was a lot of pressure that was coming from that side. For Soren to be able to pick that up is really, really important. Gray going to keep that one out, but now we're seeing, that Rainmaker is so trapped by the bubbles. Dude going to go down. Oh, that could not have looked fun from the perspective of the Rainmaker carrier. Can't see anything but bubbles. An important kill there that Gray gets on Sendo, the threat that was coming in from that side. They're going to get a pop here. Ben, the frontliner, does go down, though. We'll see with 13 seconds. Nike's got to be close to that Stingray. Can they make it happen? Dude's going to go down. Sendo gets 1. Oh, this is so scary. They have to pivot back and wait for Ben to come back.
Yeah.
Ah.
He was the last member, needed to make something happen, pushed forward by himself. He did get the kill, but unfortunately gets picked off by another Olive member. Ethereal couldn't really do anything as the push happened while 2 were respawning.
Yep. Two of them respawning there. Not the best timing on the armors, as you pointed out. And as we talked about, half pipe and Stingray. A very nice combination if you're trying to play defense there. Yep, and now Toxic Mist. It's so difficult to come in on that left side, but hey, it's good for a reason. Good job by Nike sitting on that and making sure that there was just no threat there. It looked a little scary, but once they got those two down and Ben had to come back and took a little minute to get back there, you knew that that Stingray was going to have enough time to put things to bed. 2-1 in favor of Team Olive, and they're looking strong right now.
Yeah, Olive definitely showing that. I think they've, like, maybe at the beginning of the tournament, kind of a little shaky, but now they're getting into it, playing like the Olive we know. And it's working out for them so far. In this set, they're up 2-1. Going into very the Reef Splat zones, so a map mode that favors like both type of team comps with the blaster, the ink armors, and then dude's bubbles. So I think everyone here has some type of advantage that their weapon is not really like, you know.
Yeah, no, I would agree. The bubbles are going to be very big. I would not be surprised if we see the special power-up bubbles that we saw at the very end of that KP Team Olive set. Those are some of the strongest bubbles I think I've ever seen. It would not surprise me at all if we see that again coming out from Dude. And, I mean, you said it. I think that both of these team comps, presuming they stay the same, will work well on here. Reef's a pretty, I don't know if I'd call it a neutral map. I might call it a neutral map. Point is, you can make it work here, and I think both of these teams are going to do just that.
Yeah, so we do see Fumiko does sub out, and I believe now Frog back in with the end zap. Yeah, just the triple armor coming out from Ethereal against the one armor and bubble comp of Olive. Look at that, Ben gets a double, and now a triple with the
oh my
trying to
goodness.
jump out. And Ben is just on a tear here today, showing that he's probably the best blaster in the game.
Return postage right there, and a big kill right there. Now they know that it's coming in. This Stingray is going to try to find a pick, but it's not going to influence a whole lot. They're going to have to find another way to send somebody back in to complement that Stingray, and it looks like they did, and it is Dude coming from the other side, but he gets picked off too. Sendo not going to be able to find anything, though Nike is going to come in from the top. Two very important kills of his own. And just like that, that was very close and very dangerous, though. Good job by Dude, though, going in the different direction that allowed them to focus on him, which allowed Nike to take back bridge and fall through. Just well-oiled machine.
Very clutch kills coming out from Nike. Noticed that he had the drop on two members, went for it, paid off, and now they've got the zone ticking down. They might have the lead soon, but two members on the side of Olive do go down. I think Nike just wants to back out. Unfortunately, trades with the Gray, and Ethereal's got control of the zone once again.
Yeah, that close to it, but now that penalty is going to be applied, and it's going to be very difficult. I think that Ethereal is probably going to learn from what happened to them last time. They put a lot of resources on the left side, and to their credit, Olive just overloaded the right side to come back and take zone. We're going to see the bubbles come in again, and Sendo found a way down there. Splashdown plus bubbles equals death. And once again, now it's back the other way. Just 25 seconds. That's not the biggest of penalties. We'll see if they're able to chew through it. Important kill there. Nike gets it because there was a lot of pressure coming on that right side. This might be the lead change.
Great kills coming out from Nike. Always seems to be in the right spot at the right time. Just wisely backs up, tries to work with his teammates to secure one kill, going to look for more, and things are looking pretty good for Olive right now.
Yep, as we say that, the commentator's curse coming in. Yeah, the power that commentators have is great. Though they haven't taken it. Okay, they finally do. That was a little bit scary there, but no, they took care of business. Knew there was no threat, wanting to eliminate everybody. Now this penalty again coming back the other way, not super big. We'll see the last couple times. Team Olive's done a great job of putting pressure in the center, and they do it again. Sendo coming in, trying to put pressure here on Frog. Not able to get the kill just yet. Some jousting back and forth. They got to be careful. Sendo going to get taken out by again. The Ghost Suction Bomb continues to be the ruiner of lives. And now it's going back the other way. Ethereal with their foot on the gas in firm control of this match.
I think Sendo just panicked a little there. Ethereal was closing in on that lead. He knew he had the splashdown, went for it, but he didn't see that the suction bomb was right under him. And maybe a little bit too hasty play from Sendo.
Just a little bit too hasty, and they almost got the zone back there, actually. That is a very painted zone. Could have gone the other way. They had what looked to be a pretty good situation, but they just got a little too hasty, and that time it was Ethereal that kind of split up their forces and made something happen. for them. A very good response after losing 2 games in a row. Ben doing Ben. But I think the real story is not high KAs on the part of Team Olive there. Just not a lot of deaths coming out from Ethereal.
Even for Soren, he had top KA with 6, but he had 5 ink armors and only had 6 KA.
Yep.
Him as well as the rest of Olive just weren't splatting anybody. And props to Ethereal for not really dying at all.
Yep. When you don't die, it's very, very hard to be killed. We're going to move on to Walleye Warehouse now. Tower can... And remind me, because I haven't actually seen this much, how much has this changed? I know Rainmaker seemed almost exactly the same. Has Tower Control changed at all from Splatoon 1?
I think it's like the exact same path points.
So it still goes just as fast as it did?
I guess, if you don't consider the checkpoints.
Well, yeah, okay, the checkpoints.
I had too much experience watching like this map mode in particular, so I don't know like how chokehold are. So depending on, I guess, where the checkpoints really are on this map, I think it'll either go really quick or really slow.
We'll see here. I think we've said this a million times, so I'll say it one more. Don't expect the comps to change. These comps have served both of these teams well the entire time.
They subbed in Frog for the last one for the NZAP. They might sub back in Fumiko since it's tower control with the sloshing machine. So, yeah. That's what I expect coming out of Ethereal.
See here, tower control, Walleye Warehouse, the pivotal Game 5. No one wants to be down going into Game 6. Backs against the wall. We'll see which one of them finds a way here. And you called it, Fumiko coming in.
Frog does stay in. They let sub out Wadsum, so no Tri-Slosher for them this game. And pretty much the same team comp exactly coming out from Olive. Ben, all the way, if you saw, he was already flanking all the way onto the side of Olive. So let's see what Ben comes out from behind them. And no.
Once again, now Frog running in the middle here, trying to make happen. They do have down situations. This is good of a chance as they're going to get here at the opening. Dude jumping away, probably very close to bubbles, does indeed have the bubbles, so maybe able to put a stop to this one. Double Ray coming out, but I think one of those is an invincible Ray. We'll see now. The push continues. Now come the buff bubbles. And Frog's got to be very careful here. Yep, I was about to say, dude knows he's here. And that puts the end of that one. 3-down situation as Team Olive comes roaring back.
Yeah, Frog just stayed in the same spot for way too long. Dude knew he was there, and with the range advantage of his pro, easily took him down. Now Dude's going to look to start a push on the side of Olive here. He's got the bubble, puts him straight in front of the tower here. And I think 2 of them already popped, so he's only got 1 out there now. And just trying to make something happen, but the Poison Mist of Ben mixed with the Auto Bomb just stops the tower push for now.
Yeah, they're going to run it just a little bit further. I don't think Nike's going to be able to hang on that too long. Okay, I was going to say Nike did not live that, but okay, he did not live that indeed. I was about to freak out just a little bit here. 49, not a lot. It looks like, as you said, that first checkpoint is the difficult one to get past. We'll see which team's able to do that. Good spacing and movement here by Dude, who's really taking a lot of resources to kill. Ben ran through him. Holy crap!
Yeah, Ben just showing how good he really is. He's trying to go for this 1v1 onto Sendo, but unfortunately Sendo just has the angle on him there. And now Sendo's trying to look for the 1v1 onto, I think, Gray there, but Gray takes him down. Now Ethereal's in a prime position with Gray almost having that ink armor ready. He's going to have it right now as the suction bomb explodes. And they've got everything in their power right now. They've got the special advantage to win this push. Yeah.
They do have the lead, and whoa, Frog sneaking in the side. They're getting the kill onto Dude. They don't know it's there. Soren going to go down as well. Now comes the ink armor. If they're able to get past this checkpoint, that's almost GG. Ben running up there, going to get taken down, but they get past that checkpoint all the way down to 16. Frog going to run away, the last one alive. Going to set up shop, maybe get a cheeky kill or 2 here on this side. And whoa, very composed play there by Dude, who really got surprised in that situation. Important shots there. Still a 3-shot kill is the Splatter Shot Pro. But what great coordination of specials there to get that lead.
It's up. Maybe a little bit too hasty, but it does work out for him. He has the bubbles at the ready, popping them into their spawn here. And if Dude can use these bubbles wisely, hides in them for now. I don't know if they know where they are. They do know Dude is in there trying to shoot it, but Dude stalls for a little bit while the rest of his team pushes up. Has one behind him in Frog, and Frog takes him down with that ends up and pretty much stops Dude in his tracks.
Yeah, like you said, pushed up just a little bit. Maybe not necessarily too far, but pushed up too far alone, I think, is the big deal there. That's another 2 down for them, though. If Sendo's able to get this kill onto the slashing machine and is not able to, that is going to stop it. That would have been a really, really big kill, but it looks like it's going to return to neutral here. Scary stuff here, but you got to respect Ethereal's ability to just hold on. They haven't really panicked. They haven't let up a whole lot since that first kind of opening gambit they've had. It's been really their game this whole time.
See Fumiko playing extremely defensive here. He knows he has the Stingray to stop pretty much any push, and he's just going to jump to spawn because he knows he can stop this push by himself.
Hey, why not? Do what you got to do. Kind of shut that one down there. There's some pressure coming in. You see Sendo, who's pushed up pretty far in this situation. There's some pressure coming in, and they have that bubble as well. Sendo going to get a big kill. That's another one down. Sendo is still alive. Going to splash down there. Frog trying to run away, trying to pivot around that backside, and I think got there in time to put just a little bit more pressure on. Now Sendo going to have to be doing the one running away, and they know that he's there. Nike going to go down. Sendo running in, trying to make something happen, but just no resources to work with there. Again, some razor's edge play, but Ethereal not letting up.
Yeah, I think Sendo just wanted to maybe just try and force something to be right on the same page with his team in respawning. So he just decided, let me go for something that probably won't work out, but at least now I'm respawning with the rest of my team.
Yep, and this is going to be their last opportunity to do so. Nike running all the way up. That was, wow, that was really bold, but now we're going to see the invincible Stingray waiting right until the end. Now Soren goes down. Frog is going to just jump on over. I think Frog actually got taken down there right as he touched it. But, you know, if any part of the Inkling touches, that is going to be the end there. The Stingray does what the Stingray does. 3-2 in favor of Ethereal. Some very well executed defense.
I think within a minute, Fumiko had 2 Stingrays to stop the last push. So big props to Fumiko on that whole game. And to have 2 in the last minute was very crucial to them winning that game.
Mm-hmm. Now we're back on to Snapper Canal on Clam Blitz, and this was the most dominant, I'd say, that Team Olive looked. Their first game on Inkblot, they just looked like they knew the mode better. They executed better. They did a better job of getting the kills, and they stalled that timer very, very well with this one clam here, one clam there. So at least in the story of this set, they've been the one that looked better. But Ethereal has the chance to put it to bed right now. What's your take? Who do you think's got this one?
Well, Clam Blitz, you know, everything's been up in the air with Clam Blitz, but Olive actually did lose one Clam Blitz earlier to, I believe, Kansan Knights, so they're not invincible on this mode so far. But they did beat Ethereal pretty handily, actually. I don't think Ethereal really scored much, maybe one football much, and
yeah.
So I believe there's Team Olive, but Rapid Pro usually Gray might play Rapid Pro here, so and as I mentioned, I think it's the best weapon on this map, so I think it's still up in the air, but I'm gonna give the advantage to Team Olive.
Right, here it comes. Neither side looks like they are that Rapid Pro, so they're gonna keep with what they've been rolling this whole time. A lot of clams there at the center, as you can see. Both sides taking a little bit to control their right sides, the other team's left side, the bottom of the screen, however you want to call it, because they know that is the way that most sides will take to get to their basket. So you see Soren there. You see pretty much everybody on Ethereal on this side. Although Benny is going and challenging Soren. See Watson trying to run in and make something happen. Going to just retreat back here, pop that armor. They do have a power clam already, but here come the bubbles. Going to have to work their way through this labyrinth if they're going to find a way to get it. Going to take out Sendo, an important kill right there. And Ethereal's moving well right now. I like the way they're playing.
It has map control in their favor. I do like the weapon composition of Ethereal right now. They wanted the 2 armors, because I think last time they did play that Rapid Pro from Gray, they didn't have the ink control to really support that choice with the 2 blasters. So now they want to make sure they got the ink control in a map where ink control is really crucial, because you'll see where those clams are. And as I say that, they already scored 1 football, but they're trying to get more and more clams in there. It's down to about the 60s now. They go into the lower 50s, actually upper 50s, but they keep going here as the rest of Olive's respawning.
Yeah, they kept Watson there at the top, and they got to do something about this. Watson's actually going to sneak in. They call it out and able to mitigate the damage somewhat. 38.
Watson actually like overshot that.
Yeah, I think he did.
I've never seen a miss go past the goal.
Maybe, I guess the momentum gets carried a little bit when you're on that ink rail, part of what happens there. But yeah, you said it right there. The movement capabilities that bringing in this Tri-Slosher has, as opposed to that Rapid Blaster, it does give you a little bit more flexibility here, and that's so important on this map and mode. Sendo going to run straight up and not going to be able to get it in or get his splashdown off. It looks like maybe a little bit indecisive there as to which one he was going to do. And now Soren's going to come in, but Nike's going to go down to Watson, and just not a lot of advantage here for Team Olive. Although Soren's able to get this. What?
Ben with the quick flick onto Soren. I think that pretty much puts them in a prime position to stop this next push from Olive. If Ben didn't get that nice flick, I think Olive probably would have scored by now.
Oh, that was so clutch there. And of course, there's no way of knowing how far that would have went, but anytime you have a situation like that, getting that kill, so crucial in keeping control. One of those bubbles going to be pretty much a non-factor. Sendo going to try to run up and is able to get at least the break, but going to go down, not able to get the splashdown off, and I don't see anyone else who's going to be able to put any pressure on that. 80 going to be all they get as another full wipe occurs. Time is starting to run out for Team Olive.
As you saw, like, Sendo may have got that thing in, but the rest of Team Olive actually had 0 clams to back it up. Even though they did end up dying, it wasn't even as if even if they won that fight, they would have had to look around for clams anyway, so I don't know how much of a smart decision that was coming out from Olive.
You got the sense it was kind of a desperation play, right? Just trying to make something happen, and not a lot came of it. Ben now patrolling the middle as he does so well, forcing back the slosh machine to one of his teammates who gets another one. Ben doing what has been done this entire time. Sendo going to slow that one down, but not before going down himself. There is just no footing whatsoever for Olive to make a play right now.
Yeah, dude's got to do something here. Pick up this Tri-Slosh. I think the Tri-Slosh is alone. If I was dude, I would just go for that kill. And he does get it, and hopefully gets the clams from it. Now I think the NZAP of Gray is trying to poke him out here. Gray with some extra play. Good movement, but somehow dude takes him down anyway. And now dude's just going to pop those bubbles, maybe get something going for his team.
Sees Ben back there, somehow surviving. I thought that shot was going to be enough to end him right there. Sees 2 behind him right now. That's kind of an awkward position, but Ben runs through and gets the kill. That was kind of scary, actually, since they had 2 people back there. If dude was able to take one or both of them out, that would have been a lot of resources going the wrong way, but they do get the kill. They're able to crash in and stop that one. And with just 40 seconds left, there are not a lot of clams right now that Team Olive's going to be able to grab. They're going to need to play almost perfect to make this happen. And Ben is content to just sit back up here and wait for them to come to him. That trapdoor spider. Keep throwing some mist. Slow the progress. 30 seconds and ticking.
At less than 25 seconds, and Olive's at game point. If they lose this, they're done. All of their hard work for naught, as Ben gets 1 kill with the help of the splashdown. And Ben's still alive here to try to help against Nike. Wadzum does trade with Nike, and it's a 2v2 situation. Although they do get the football on the side of Olive, but they've gotten really no follow-up to it, as no one has clams on the side of Olive. Dude does get one. He needs to throw them in right now.
No.
Oh, but only Sendo's left, but I don't think he's anywhere near it.
Nope. And that right there, as this goes, you see the booyahs coming out here. I think right there at the very end, they both went to turn and throw their clams in. And I think one of them should have looked up at spawn. They would have seen Ben come down. Ben might have gotten one of them, but would not have gotten both of them in that situation with that trade. A little misplay there at the end, but truly Ethereal had that game well in control. 17 KA. Take a bow, Ben. What a way to cap off an incredible tournament here. And Ethereal with what I would consider to be their biggest win yet.
Ethereal, 5-1 to Olive this morning. 4-2 them in an amazing set once again. And Ethereal, we talked about earlier when we watched the semifinals matchup that Kraken Paradise versus Team Olive might be the top 2 in Europe. Well, Ethereal had something to say about that. They want to be the top in Europe, maybe even the world. and they're just on the come up even more from here.
Yeah, they've really taken a big step up recently. Like we look at all these teams, these young teams who are getting better on the come up. Ethereal's been good for a while, but this is just that next step forward. I remember you and Failboat were talking about Ethereal being just, when you talk about the top teams, Ethereal's like one step below that conversation. After today and after the kind of production they've had, I think they have to be in that conversation. I think they're up there with those teams that you talk about when you talk about the top 3, 4, 5 teams, at least in the Western scene. What a performance they put on today.
Comes down to, as I said, mystique of a top team, just because, not of them, they're not like really talkative in the community, really. They're not really streaming all the time. You may not hear their names a lot, but when you look at this roster, it's just Gray. I think, as I mentioned earlier, it pains me that people don't see him as one of the best. I think he's actually at least top 2 in the Western scene, just as a player himself. He's probably the best support out there. And then we have Ben, who's probably the best blaster in the Western scene. And overall, it just comes together, and the whole team just feeds off each other's ink armors, each other's pressure, and they can do pretty much anything with that.
Absolutely. Ink Armor is back, but it's got a new friend, the Blaster, going in, making things happen here. And you like to see rotation that was coming in there, subs that were coming, adapting, changing the weapons as need be. Just a very complete win over something like this. 106 teams. Most of the top teams that the Western scene has, there's only one left. And it is Ethereal. And one thing I do want to look at here, Kraken Paradise got the 3-0 over El Firmament, so they will be your third place team. El Firmament fourth, second place Team Olive, and your champions, Ethereal.